Hey guys, I'm here today with Jack Lamy. He was recruited to play offensive tackle for Plymouth State University. How are you today, Jack?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So today we're here to talk about your recruitment process. You are a freshman, so this process all ended for you just recently. Um, yeah. So what were your initial expectations when you considered playing at a collegiate level, either for yourself or the schools that you were looking into?
Uh, I expected just a lot of time put in, like a lot of effort to show up to all the practices, all the team meetings, all the lifts and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, what was the communication like between you and the coaches, the schools that you were interested in?
it was pretty good. I actually got a call from once I committed to Plymouth. I got a call from the coach almost every 2 weeks just to check in and make sure everything was going well. So I think pretty good.
Yeah, did they send you like emails, like letters? Because I know that that's a really common thing for schools to do through the recruitment process.
Not really. I just got just phone calls mostly, and like
Mhm.
it was nice, actually talking to them instead of just getting mail.
Yeah, yeah, it's way more personal. It's definitely a
Yeah.
nice way to like build a relationship before you get there. Um, and what was signing day like for you? I know that under the situation of the pandemic, it must have been a much different situation, but how did you feel on the signing day? Did you have any concerns when you signed?
I didn't actually get a signing day just because of everything going on. It just never happened.
Did
I
you have
kind
a
of
day? Did you have a day where you like signed your contract or like signed your deal or whatever?
no, I never got to that point before everything went down. So
That's actually really interesting. I haven't heard about that. Um, I'm sure like for a D3 school, like that must have happened for a lot of students, like not getting to have their officials like day where they sit down and sign everything because of the pandemic. And I know that D3 schools, it's not like it is a huge deal being recruited, but like the D1 schools make it a huge deal. So I'm sure that
yeah.
that must have sucked not having that recruitment, that signing day. Um, but was there anything you wish you could have changed or have done differently in regards to your recruiting process?
I wish I reached out to more schools. I waited pretty long to actually put my name out there to play, so I only got really only the Plymouth was the only school I really talked to just because I waited too long to get my name out there. So I wish I'd gone out there a little sooner, see what else I could have gone for offers.
Yeah. When did you start like putting your name out there? Like how, like what grade were you in?
I didn't start till senior year after probably till February-ish
Mm,
senior
yeah.
year. So I really waited too long, honestly.
Yeah. I know that schools tend to start like they start scouting people around like like D1 schools do that like sophomore year, like D2 and 3 schools start doing that like junior year. Um, but yeah, so that is a bit of a long wait. What was the most challenging part of your recruiting process?
I struggled with just making my, I guess, highlights to send out. Like it's just hard because you have to look for the specific things you would think a coach would want to see in you. For me, as a lineman, like pushing my guy, not stopping, just keep going, and you know, you're always critical of yourself, so it's hard to choose certain plays where you think you look great.
Yeah, and I know that coaches always have different expectations of what they want in players, so it's kind of hard to figure out like like what kind of plays to pull together to kind of make yourself look the best, like the best athlete when all these different coaches are going to have different expectations. It's kind of hard to find a balance between all of that. And I know it's especially hard for football because there's so many different skill positions, so many different ways to play. So coaches are always going to be looking for something different from players. Um, and in regards to in what in person did you attend any in person recruiting events? Like, did you get to tour Plymouth State before you arrived? Like, did you have like a team visit?
I met with the coaches twice. We had a, big team meeting out in the field, and then I had a more personal one where I met like kind of like the coach who was gonna be with me for most of the time, where we just talked about expectations and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I know that you started your recruiting process very late on, like right when the pandemic was getting started, like right when it was coming to the United States. How did that impact your recruiting process, especially since you started so late?
It affected a lot, I think. Obviously, I didn't get the signing day. I didn't get to meet the coaches until later in the summer when we pretty much knew we weren't even going to have a season. So it was different to meet them, which is kind of meeting them to say, yeah, you're on the team, but there's no real team right now. So, yeah, that's how I describe it, I guess.
Yeah, I know, like, especially with like schools making their decisions about whether they're actually going to play through the summer. I was trying to cover that for my school as well. There was like a lot of unanswered questions. Just
Hmm.
everybody was really confused about all that, so that must have made it difficult going into that, like signing or like committing to a school with like you're not even sure if you get to actually play after
Yeah.
going through that process really quickly. And then finally, would you have any advice for student athletes who are looking to get recruited now, especially since the pandemic is still affecting everybody? Some high schools aren't even participating in competition right now, so it's going to be hard for students to really like show their skills and how they've improved. What advice would you have for them?
I would say don't hesitate to put some stuff on Huddle and get your name out there. If you're really interested in school, don't hesitate to like talk to whatever coach you have and reach out to him. See like maybe you can get in contact with coaches at the school, and just know like everyone's going through the same stuff right now. You're not alone. Missing time, like they're gonna see a gap in your playing, but everyone's gonna have the same gap.
Yeah, I
So
think that's really important to remember that everybody's being affected by this pandemic in a very similar way. So it might seem like you're missing out on all these opportunities, but really it's everybody's on the same boat. Everybody's missing out. But hopefully the coaches will understand that it's a pandemic. You can't always play safely.
yeah,
And I think maintaining that communication and building a relationship and showing the coaches who you are as a person just virtually is going to be really important in making sure that people prioritize that as they approach this process.
absolutely,
Um, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
absolutely. Thank you.